I'm going to show you 3 bass drum patterns, 16th note bass drum patterns that you can use in a ton of different styles, funk, rock, fusion, whatever, right? So lots of different styles. Also, if you dig this video, please like, subscribe, and check out my book, Tactical Drumming Groove Survival Guide. I'll put a link for it in the description. All right, so let's dig into this thing. Basically, there's a couple patterns, but there's also some technique that goes along with the different patterns. So the first one I want to show you is actually probably the easiest of them, and that is 1E and again, 1E and So if I'm playing my snare drum, it's 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4, right? So once we get that down, then we're going to try to add our hi-hat to it, and we'll keep it simple for this sake. We'll just keep straight 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then lock in that backbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we got to fill in, or we got to put that 16th note in that little space right before we hit the snare. 1E and a 2. You'll notice I play right between, right? My hi-hat's going 1 and 2 and 1 and a 2. You can hear the right? 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4. A little slower, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4. Cool, so that's the first one. All right, so the second one is actually using a double. So you're playing 2 16th notes right next to each other, right? So we're playing 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now, with that one, there's a little bit of technique involved in order to play it at speed, and so I have to use a flap technique, which I'll put a link for. I have a whole video that goes over this and kind of shows it from a overhead angle. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your foot on the pedal and you're going to slide it down. It's actually a tap dancing technique, and you pretty much start from the top and you slide. You go down the pedal half about midway point, and then you come back up. So you're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right, so to get that down, again, so we're going to play that 1E, 2E, 3E. So take a little bit of time, master that approach. We can play it a little bit slower. So right now, again, we get our check pattern going, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to add that 1E and 2, 3E and 4. Here we go. 1E and 2, 3E and 4. Now, real quick, as you're playing this slow, I highly recommend doing that approach, that slide technique I was talking about, because that will immensely help you to later on when you're playing. Right, when you have to play it a little bit faster. So anyway, so let's take it nice and slow. So again, 1E, 2. If I just break down with the bass drum and snare, 1E, 2, 3E, 4, 1E, 2, 3E, 4. Right now, let's get our check pattern going. 1 and 2, and here we go. Bass. 1E, 2, 3E, 4. 1E, 2, 3E, 4, and 1. Speed it up. 2, ready, and 1E, 2, 3E, 4. 3E, 4. Cool. And the last one, which is probably one of my favorites, is you're going to combine the two together, right? So the pattern is 1E and 1E and right? 1E and add the snare, 1E and 2, 3E and 4, 1E and 2, 3E and 4. Now we add our check pattern, 1 and 2, and break it down, and 1E and 2, 3E and 4. 1E and 2, 3E and 4. Right? Maybe a little bit slower. 1E and 2, 3E and 4. 1E and 2, 3E and 4, and 1. And probably the most important thing with this particular rhythm, actually all these rhythms, is that you really work with the check. So I'm going to show you one more thing. I've shown you the 3 patterns, but one way that I like to practice them is to actually put a bar of groove in between each one. So I just play no bass drum. So I'm just going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I'm going to add in those bass drum hits. And we'll start with 1E and 2, then 3E and 4E and then we'll do 1E and So putting all three of those together, check in between, sound like this. 2, ready, go, 1 and 2. Here we go, first pattern, here we go. 1E and 2, 3E and 4, bar check, 1 and 2. Here we go, now the doubles, and 1E, 3E, and 1, bar check. Now the last pattern, our most syncopated, 1E and 2, 3E, 4, and 1. And hopefully you get the kind of the idea, right? So basically those three patterns can be very useful in a number of grooves. I'm going to kind of jam out one more time, put them all together. I'll start very basic, playing them, and then play some extra notes. So here we go.